First of all, I want you to tell me, like, show me your OPGG first, so I can see, like, kind of what I'm dealing with, and like, tell me a story, like, when you start a league, what roles are you playing? Did you swap roles while climbing and so on? Like some basic info, so I can make my like an image.
Yeah. So there's my OPGG. I started playing after watching Arcane. I've never played MOBA at all. I guess I heard them from somewhere, but uh sorry, just a second. So more actions. How do I edit visibility, right?
Yeah,
And they should be unlisted.
unlisted, yeah,
Update
and yeah.
videos. I understand, update videos. So it's updating videos. Um So I started playing after I watched Arcane, I guess a year and a half ago.
Okay.
I started playing Jinx. There's a long story that I won't bore you with why exactly Jinx, but just it happened randomly, and then the third episode happened.
Oh,
Um,
basically, you watch Jinx, or like you watch Arcane, and like yeah, Jinx is the champion for me. Pretty cool.
yes.
And that's actually really cool. Like you have mainly Jinx. That's really fun to see, honestly.
And I grew super attached. I used to say that I don't play League, I play Jinx.
Yeah, that's fine.
Um, until I guess several months ago when I just got too tired of no peel and just everyone killing me all the time. And I just started playing someone with a little bit more escapability.
Like Caitlyn.
I kind of like Senna,
Okay.
although she's not in a great spot ADC wise, and Caitlyn.
Okay.
And I've been playing Caitlyn for several months a lot, using Saber's build. Um,
Lethality, right? Yeah, crazy.
it's kind of hybrid. You
Mm-hmm.
first build lethality, then add um, crit.
Yeah, it's an interesting
Uh,
take on ADCs to play lethality, and Caitlyn can do that because she's just built different.
yeah, and I do enjoy that quite a lot. And then when I decided to get a session with you, I thought that it's best to just switch back to Jinx, um, because that would be the biggest benefit of talking to you. And I've been playing Jinx,
Okay.
mostly Jinx in the recent games. I kind of, I guess I default to Jinx unless there's a lot of assassins on the team.
Or
Um,
stuff that can just gap close one shot you, basically.
yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
So that, in terms of my elo, so I was silver 3 my first year, silver
Silver
2
3,
my
then
second
bronze, and
year.
now silver. Yeah. So basically,
Uh,
you're like a solid silver player, you know? Yeah.
uh,
And you want to
I
get better.
did start a new account uh, where I don't have too many games, but I got to gold 4.
Okay.
I don't exactly sure what to think about it. Uh,
What's your MMR like on this account? Plus 25, minus 25?
so right now, when I was kind of hard stuck bronze 4-3,
Okay.
and I am definitely better than bronze 4.
Okay.
Um, I was like getting either I win the game or there's a 14-0 top or mid or jungle.
Yeah, that's
Um,
gonna happen, yeah.
and like it was ridiculous. And then recently, somehow it improved. So I climbed back to silver 4 right now, quite quickly. So right now my losses are like 20. There's a slight imbalance. So my MMR is lower, but I feel like it's rising.
Yeah, I see like these
Um,
games are like bronze 1, maybe silver 4, bronze 1, yeah. So it's like you're around there-ish, almost equal MMR to your division, which is solid. It's a good spot to be in.
yes. Now, so in terms of what's kind of not good about my playing. My reaction speed is not great.
Okay.
And I guess like I'm not 20 anymore. And at some point I measured the reaction speed and I turned out to be below average, which was very surprising because I've always been very quick, and that's sad, but you can't improve that.
Well,
S-
the cool thing about like being, let's say, below average in reaction speed is the fact that you can like work around it with knowledge and
yes,
expectations.
yes. So it's not, I don't see that as the end
Yeah, it's not really a
of it
handicap.
all.
It's just you gotta work a bit around it.
In terms of things that I can work around is I'm finding it hard to keep positions and cooldowns in mind.
Okay.
And yeah, but this I imagine will come with experience, and so for example, I often forget where the jungler is. And I need to develop the habit of tracking the jungler mentally, but I'm not exactly sure how to develop that habit.
Okay.
But that's not what I would like to focus on today.
Well, we can focus on like multiple things, including like juggle tracking, because it kinda everything falls in together like a puzzle.
Yeah,
And
but
like,
most of all, for today, I want to focus on better positioning in the lane and punishing mistakes and understanding where I made a positional mistake and understanding where the enemy made a positional mistake. So I should kind of go in. For example, you had a video where you saw Zeri out of position and you jumped at her, threw chompers behind her, and killed her, which to me was very surprising because I would not do that. I just think that everything kills me, and I don't run at them. And identifying moments like that, I think is particularly important. Yeah. So yeah, that's that.
okay.
Do you have access to the video? Yes, you do.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. So, you know, I have like an image already in mind. I feel like you can improve a lot knowing some stuff. Like I feel like from what you've told me, there's some stuff you can already like learn and apply, and you're gonna improve instantly. Like jungle tracking, positioning, when to engage or not, and yeah, let's see. First of all, I'm curious how do you click? How do you attack minions, for example? You use right click? You don't use attack
So
move?
I right click is for moving. I have an extra button on my thumb for attack move.
Okay.
So I mostly attack with that.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see the red clicks when you attack. For example, this minion. This you right click, but you should have attack move sometime. Anyway, I saw that. It's fine. So you use both basically, mix and match whenever you feel like attack moves necessary or not. Basically, I'm guessing.
Well,
against
I
champions.
mostly when I attack, I do the thumb thing because it's hard to actually hit something with a mouse.
Yeah.
I'm not very used to competitive high precision clicking games.
Okay. So, like, first of all, when you enter a lane, like, gotta keep in mind matchups. But matchups, like, I feel like I see matchups in a different way. AKA, there's like three types. Is you have like long range poke, you have sustain, and then you have engage. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So in this lane, you have Jinx and Lux. Those are long range poke. And they have Kai'Sa and Morgana. Morgana is poke, but Kai'Sa is low range and a bit of all in. So
So I'm supposed to.
already I'm seeing that you have the range advantage. So you can basically push, get prio, play with your jungler most of the time. But then you also have to keep in mind, you said like you can't track the enemy jungler. But tracking the enemy jungler at the beginning is like the easiest way to get an advantage, to like tell your enemy laners that, hey, look, I'm stronger, I can play aggressive and I'm not afraid. So basically, first of all, gotta kind of, when I go into league, I kind of figure out, okay, where's the enemy jungler starting? aka did they leash or not? Like that's the first thing that should come into your mind and go to a lane.
Yep.
And let's say
And usually, like 99% of the time, they do leash. So it's
yeah,
the
most of
jungler's
the
bot side.
time, junglers start bot. There are exceptions, but in this lane, what would you say? Did they leash or not? What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because you know they came to lane late, pretty much the same time as you, and you leashed.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the new jungler? I want to see the picks. You don't have loading screen? No. Did you press tab anytime? Maybe. Because I'm curious what junglers they have. Oh, oh, there's one. Let's see, can I move frame by frame? I can. Come on, did I miss it? Oh, okay. So Belvet. What do you think about Belvet? Is she gonna full clear or is she gonna look for an early gank? What do you think?
I
The
think
champion
she's supposed
itself.
to full clear.
Okay. Most junglers, yeah. Especially if you're not playing in like super high elo, like most junglers will default to just okay, I'm gonna full clear, I'm gonna get my first 6 camps, and then we look for a scatter. So by default, you should assume that the enemy jungler is starting their camp. In this case, Belve started blue. They go Grump, Wolves, they go Chickens, they go red buff, Krugs, and then they look for this scatter, top scatter. So already when you go into this lane, you're like, okay, most likely the Belvet is not bot. We can play aggressive. We have the range advantage, so we can already play the game. And they can't really pressure with us with anything, because if you get binded, well, you have Lux. Kai'Sa gets binded too. It's like it's equal, but you have the higher range, so you have an advantage.
So immediately here, I should have been more aggressive.
Well, first of all, like you should prioritize, in my opinion, in lane, no matter what, prioritize minions. In most cases, here you prioritize getting the first 3 minions, which is great. I like that. But now, what do we see? What do you think your next move should be?
Well, Morgana is kind of out of position. And
Okay.
Kai'Sa, I actually don't remember whether she used her Q or not, but in any case, I'm kind of covered by the minions. I think she used it for.
Well,
Yeah.
it's basically same as you. Wants to get first 3 minions. How does Kai'Sa get first 3 minions? When coming to lane after leashing, pressing Q. So already you know, Kai'Sa is useless, short range, and has no ability. You get the first 3 minions.
And both Lux and...
Lux does miss the E, which is unfortunate. But Morgana basically walks into your range. So isn't this like a free basic attack? That's what I'm seeing, you know?
Yes.
But you decide to back off.
I decided to back off because of the her. I know, is that W?
Yeah, that's the W. I mean, that's fine, but you know, you instead a little bit, it's like 12 damage. It's like if you basic once, it's profit for you.
So I should just ignore things like that, at least early on.
Morgana
in favor for trading.
It's like when she places when she places it on you, sure, you get out. But you don't like try to preemptively dodge it because you really can't. She's gonna put it in the middle of you anyway. So it's like.
But I can also go. I went out by going backwards, but I should have gone towards her.
Yeah, you should have right-clicked her and then moved along with your Lux. Because in this position, bot lane is kind of like a triangle. It's kind of like you are next to your Lux, and then the head of the triangle is the Morgana. So she's basically 1v2 here. Because look, Kai'Sa is not even in the equation, you know? She's doing nothing here. So basically you're 2v1. You can go. You can basic attack once, right-click next to your Lux, and maybe get another basic while avoiding the Kai'Sa, because you're kiting away from the Kai'Sa, going towards Morgana with your Lux. So that's the idea here, if you have the range, and if the enemy ADC, of course, is just AFK behind the Morgana, and Morgana overextended as well. Here, I hope... Okay, you hit, that's really good. Again, you have the higher range, you can poke. They have no abilities anymore. That was good. And you focus minions. And you play with unlocked camera, which is already like huge improvement compared to locked. Although some people use locked camera, but if it's unlocked, like you can basically see clear, like more clear stuff. You can see try bush in case they want to gank you early or something. It's way better this way.
Do some people play with locked camera?
Yeah, there are some people, and they're high elo as well. But if you like, I don't recommend it to anyone because it kind of limits you, especially if you play Jinx that has 725 range plus 50 more from little tempo. It's like if you're red side and you wanna hit somebody, you know, below you, like your abilities are gonna get in the way because your range is that high. So you're kind of you're doomed if you play with locked camera and Jinx, basically. But yeah, let's see what you do in this lane. Again, same thing with Morgana. You just saw, I think. She's basically alone. You're with your Lux. Kai'Sa's never near close to you. So you can like basic attack and dodge this way because Kai'Sa is just too afraid.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Belvet should not be bought.
Yeah, by now she should be long gone.
Well,
even if she had.
You should look at where like the way to know where the enemy jungler is to look at your own jungler. Because all the junglers basically have the similar clear speeds. So if your Mord is here, Belvet is as Wolves. It's basically mirrored. Because how does Belvet full clear? Blue, Grom, Wolves. How does Mord full clear? Red, Krags, and Raptors. And they just move topside. So it just mirror the junglers. And yeah, you can just play aggressive. But, you know, of course, gotta watch out for this. I usually would like try to stay relatively close to my support. Because here Lux walked up for no reason. And she could have gotten hit by Morgana, for example, for no reason.
Could you go back a second? So when Lux moves up, that's a mistake on her behalf because she's moving alone and for no reason, right?
Well, she's trying to poke with E, but here, look, like, you are aggressive. Like, why are you, like, you know, you're basically giving Kai'Sa free access to this minion and this minion. Because you decide to, like, stay here. When, you know, you could be, like, around here with your Lux, maybe. Or behind the minions because Kai'Sa might have W, so you don't want to get hit by that. And of course, there's the whole aspect, which is in bot lane really important, any lane actually. But like you want to get level 2 first in all your lanes if you can, because you are way stronger level 2 when they're level 1. And here you're basically saying, okay, handshake Kai'Sa. You get this minion, Kai'Sa that gets this one, instead of being instead of you being a bit more aggressive and denying them the level 2 from them.
Yep. And so right now Lux is kind of moving up, I should have been moving closer to her.
Yeah, if you would have moved earlier, you would have been right around here as well with her, zoning both of them out. But because you're here, it's like you are now out of the equation of them three, you know? The same situation.
So I don't necessarily need to be... I'm usually trying to be on the other side of the lane to my support. Okay. Right, so Lux is on the one side of the minions, and I'm on the other side. I
mean, that's fine in theory, especially if you wanna be like on the opposite side of the enemy support, in case you wanna trade with Kai'Sa and not have the enemy support border you. But at the same time, you wanna like walk up together when you walk up, because if you're here, you're like a bit too far from anyone, you know. So you can help the Lux poke. And of course, gotta watch out for Kai'Sa W's. It's possible, but yeah. Like right now, look. Okay, this is a really, really, really good example. What does Kai'Sa want to do here?
Q on me.
Okay. But what do you have under you here? Isn't that a minion?
Yes.
Like, she wants that minion, right? And Q you, of course, because her Q hits both of you. So you either like back off so you don't get hit by her Q, or you just trade with W basic attack, because Morgana just used Q, right? So let's see what happens. Because here, like you see, like Morgana used her ability and Kai'Sa walks up, so you know you can punish Kai'Sa with basic W. And she basic attacks you and gets Hello Blades, and delays her Q. Like she made a mistake. She could have used Q instantly on you. But still, she got two basic attacks because you didn't even try to W when there was no danger because Morgana used stuff already. So here, like you had a clear shot to W.
Yep.
Because I feel like you are making this mistake because you don't believe that you have the advantage in this lane. You have like, again, like you should analyze the lanes and see that you have the higher range. And Kai'Sa can't really deal with your high range and Lux's high range. W, that's fine. You miss it, is what it is. You want to focus minions. And of course, like, again, what does Kai'Sa want?
Yeah, I should be punishing Kai'Sa. Yeah.
Basic attack.
Yeah. I think I was focusing on
Yeah, you focus on your
cannon so much that I...
Yeah. It's fine. And
so
now,
right now I'm out of position.
Okay, now it's like both you and Lux make a mistake. Lux walks up when you are too behind, and you are too behind
when she walks up. Yes.
Yeah. But enemies don't punish her yet, apparently. Except now she's just way too ahead, and you are too behind. No, like the thing that, like, when you play ADC in solo queue, you just gotta learn every game to play with your support because every support is different. But like, I think Morgana used her Q, right? Or didn't she? It's like, as long as you have in this lane, as long as you have either Lux or a minion between you and Morgana, you can try to basic attack or W, no problem. And when Morgana like uses W, I mean, you know, there's no real reason to stay this behind. You could like walk up next to your Lux here to try to get the W on Kai'Sa. Especially since you see Lux this far ahead, which means you have Lux between you and the enemies, so you can kind of play aggressive. You're basically using your support as a mid shield, if possible. But you eventually like walk up when it's a bit too late, and then you get hit. Yeah. All right. So, but these mistakes, like you can fix this no problem after you, like, you know, you should, like, the game starts basically in champ select, and you gotta keep in mind certain matchups. And I'm not talking about like certain champions themselves. I'm just talking about the 3 matchups I told you, like long range, sustain, and engage. Like that's all I care about. I don't care about, wow, they have Twitch. How do I play against Twitch? Whatever. Twitch is all in. That's all you need to know.
Can I ask you about Twitch?
Yeah, sure.
While I have you here. So Twitch Yumi.
Okay.
I recently had a game, and basically when I don't see him on the screen, I basically have to stay under tower.
Basically, yeah.
So right, there's the minions are killing each other in the middle of the lane, but I cannot walk up because he will show up and just kill me in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I can do, right?
Yeah, this is very similar to a situation where, let's say, enemies have Blitzcrank and you leash and you want to walk to lane, and the minions are colliding level 1, and you don't see your enemies. You know, they could just be in this brush, like in the first brush, and until you don't see them, you don't go, because if they don't show themselves, they lose the first 3 minions too, you know? So it's fine. It's alright. But you cannot take that risk knowing they might be there and just kill you. Because for them, it's worth to lose 3 minions to get a kill, of course.
Yeah.
And it's similar with Twitch. Like, if Twitch is not showing himself and he's losing the minions, well, you lose those minions, which is sad, but he's losing them too. And until you see him on the map, you can't do much. But of course, depends on the support you have as well. Always. But usually you just can't really walk up against the Twitch like that. Alright. Then I have more the bot lane. So You should kind of try to, look for a W or something. Okay, more the pings. And you back off. Okay. Well, I think you need to work a bit on map awareness, right?
Yeah.
I bet you were just focused on these minions, the Kai'Sa, the Lux, and don't look at that. I mean, a habit you could do is like kill a minion and be like, okay, what's next? Kill a minion, what's next? And look in the map. Map tells you how to play the game. But then, like, if your teammate pings, that's even better, because you even have to watch the map to know, okay, Morde's coming. Use chompers behind her instantly. That's what I would do here.
Yeah.
And pop Ghost to stay max range basic attack. But instead, she just gets away. Because you can't like rely on her support to engage for you most of the time, unfortunately, unless they are Pike. But when Kai'Sa is just alone and just in your range, and you can always place chompers behind because chompers have insane range. Like here, look.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way she doesn't flash here if you place chompers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like map awareness comes with practice, and like you can't like autopilot if you wanna improve at League, which is the sad part. Like when you play a League game, you have to like give it all your focus and everything, and actively like have some ideas in your head, like watching the map constantly, for example, or tracking the enemy jungler and your jungler. And a lot, like a thing that a lot of people don't do, which I realized, is that they don't track their own jungler, because your own jungler tells you how to play. If your jungler is bot side and you have prior,
then you can be more
pushed,
aggressive. Yeah.
If he's bot side and you pushed, it's like even if the enemy jungler tries to gank you, well, you have your own jungler here, and the counter gank is always more powerful than the gank itself, because your jungler does have to waste abilities to try to catch the enemies. They just come towards him. And also, if the enemies are pushing like this, and your jungler is bot side, well, suddenly you can look for an engage to kind of bait the Kai'Sa, even if it's or take a trade, even if it's a losing trade. You take a bad trade, she chunks you to like 200 HP, you back off, well, you just wasted 2 seconds of her time, and now she's dead to Mordekaiser, So if you play around your jungler, you're just gonna perform way better in general, because this is a team game, you can't do everything on your own, especially as ADC, especially Jinx. So you just gotta play with your teammates more. And here I hope you realize that's not the play, and you go back to farming, which is great. You lost cannon sadly, but farming gets better over time.
Yeah, I usually farm better. The games that I selected are the games where I was particularly bad. In many respects.
But from your OPGG, I've seen that you have basically at least 7 CS a minute. Jinx is 7.5, Kate is Prima 7. For silver, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Like if you want diamond, let's say you want diamond master, that's when you should look for an 8. But having 7 on OPGG from this many games already tells me that, okay, farming is not the issue here for you. Like farming, you are decent, and you're only gonna get better the more you play. You should focus on other things, like more broad things about League, like tracking your jungler or the enemy jungler. But yeah, now that Morde ganked here, and you're low, Kai'Sa was kinda low, Morgana left for a while, probably recalled or something. What do you think you should do?
I imagine I'd push and recall.
Yeah, like on the minimap you see that your wave just arrived, enemy wave just arrived, and the other wave is next to inhibitor. And because you have higher minions, there's only like 6 minions, you just use rockets on them, you shove instantly, and you can take a recall here. But even if you stay, because Kai'Sa stayed, that's fine. And your knowledge, you
I need 950 anyway. But I think I get 950 on this.
Yeah, I mean, here you basically like this idea is good. I think you're just trying to slow push right now. Slow push is when you like last hit, your minions pile up and you slowly kill off any minions. This is also a good method to like secure a recall because they can't freeze it if there's too many of your minions. They just die to minions.
Now would be a good, yes, I think now I'm starting to.
Okay, Belvet. Okay, let's talk about this. So let's say here you shoved right now, and you would have been out already, you know. Belvet wouldn't have had time to gank you anyway. So if you shoved it right here, you had enough gold, 950. Shove this, you're out. Belvet has no time, but instead you like waited another wave, and you know you just got baited basically. And sorry if I'm going too fast. It's like you need to watch your wards, and again the enemy jungler. Like usually you don't wanna stay on 2 wards if you can help it. You want to use your wards.
Vision
because...
is one of the things that I need to work on.
Yeah, so basically, look, if you have 2 wards here, okay, you're deciding, okay, I'm gonna freeze. Okay, you rocket these 3 minions. You know a wave is coming. All the minions are full HP, which means you have a timer where you can walk out of lane and place a ward.
I think what I was doing there is I wanted to get a big wave, which with Kai'Sa's clear doesn't really matter, and quickly shove and recall. I think I stayed because I didn't have 950 without realizing that I would have gotten 950 by clearing that wave.
Yeah, but
was there.
Even doing this idea of waiting another wave and shoving this instead would have been fine if you placed vision beforehand. You know?
But more comes back and clears it. Right? So I didn't want to place vision when I'm planning to leave the lane.
Okay. But the thing is that, again, remember what I told at the beginning with junglers mirroring each other. Well, if Morde is bot, it means Belvet could be bot, right? Because I don't think Belvet showed herself anywhere on the map, so they might have similar clears, and she could be bot as well. So after Morde leaves, you're like, okay, do I have vision? Can I stay? Knowing Belvet might be here. And the answer to that right now is basically no, because you can't really defend yourself much. So yeah, like if you have wards, try to always have a ward. And you know, you can either ward like a Tribush, maybe River Brush, but when you are pushing, for example, you can look for deeper wards as well in the jungle. But those are more advanced, they're not like game breaking right now. Like you just need to know to use basic warding. Like you don't want to have 2 wards because you're basically wasting vision. Okay, so let's see what happened exactly when Belvet arrived. Wonder what your first instinct is. Chompers in front, which is a good instinct, but she just dashes and I would have started walking, and maybe after she used the dash, I would have used them, or just used them like in my path. Because if you place chompers like here, you go next to the wall, and she's still in the chomper kind of. But here she just went around and they are useless now. And also, when you use your W, you know, like W has like it's a double blade sword, because you use W and you stun yourself for like a second. You can't move. And like right now, your priority is to just get out, and you're casting W, which slows you basically. The flash is nice. At least you flash the Belvet W. You didn't flash beforehand. You just waited for the W, which is fine. And I think you get out. But yeah, you know, like right now you're kind of in a bad spot because they now shove you might lose the next wave. But you know, imagine you played a bit more aggressive early, chunk them a little bit more. you play with your legs a bit better, you place the ward, and already like there's like 3 little small things, or even 4 because you track the enemy jungler or your jungler a little bit better. Like 4 little things that are really easy to implement that already make you a way better player, you know? So like things like this, when I started actually improving at the league properly, I noticed like all of these small details, and it's so easy to implement them, it's crazy. You just need to figure them out first, and that's the hard part. And actively like think about them constantly when you play the game. But yeah, like improving at the league in this basic state right now, where you are right now, like if you put effort into it, like there's no way you don't climb. Like you should like be really hopeful and know that you're gonna climb. And of course, like a positive attitude matters the most, of course. But I'm also being realistic in saying that, yeah, it's actually easy to climb if you apply all of these things one by one. You don't have to do everything at once. Just let's say for the next 3 days, I'm gonna focus on the enemy jungler and my jungler more. For the other next 3 days, okay, I'm gonna focus on how I place my vision and making sure I don't have 2 wards and just figure out vision more and so on. And slowly over time, like you're just gonna get better on average at everything, which will make you improve and get a better rank. All right.
Should we do another game?
I mean, the laning phase is not even over it though. That's the thing. Like I feel like, you know, these things at the beginning I talked about, like they still apply to the rest of the laning phase still.
Yes.
So
maybe even more because I'm getting the range.
Yeah, like Jinx just gets so much better than other laners because she just gets range when she levels, and you can start playing even more aggressive now. So first of all, you know, you see Belvet top. Enemy mid laner, I don't even know what happened. He's mid there, probably roaming top, because, you know, when enemy mid laner is missing and you see a fight top, you can just say, yeah, enemy mid is top. So you're 2v2 bot lane. And they don't have level 6, so, you know, again, you have higher range, you can be a bit aggressive here.
So right now I should be poking, particularly now I should be poking.
Yeah, I think Kai'Sa just used Q, you saw that. You basic Kai'Sa W her and try to get some damage in. W, nice. Perfect. And look, really simple, right? You just got her exhaust. You barely did anything, and because she
just got scared.
Yeah, like...
That was a mistake on her part, right?
Yeah, but the thing is that League is not about who's better, it's about who makes the least mistakes. No matter the elo. Like, this Kai'Sa made a lot of mistakes during this whole lane phase, and same with Morgana. And if it's your job to like catch them off guard with those mistakes. Here, for example, same idea as before. You're a bit scared. Even though Kai'Sa's half HP, there's a Lux E coming towards her. You just kill her, basically. Guaranteed. You have chompers. I hope you just place chompers here right now. Like that. You pop your ghost, try to dodge the Morgana Q, and just hit them. Chompers placed. I think she flashed.
She flashed.
But that's fine, right? She basically can't play the game anymore. So now she's super low. So you can just play aggressive, push the lane. And let's see, do you actually catch it successfully? I'll talk about this after it happens. I'll talk more about this after it happens. Okay. So, rewind. Before all of this, the map tells you how to play. Always remember this. You look at the map tells you how to play. Belvet top, your jungler top, enemy missing, but there's a fight top, probably going top, 2v2. So you know, like, no matter what happens here, like, you can go crazy. You don't have to be scared that somebody's gonna come. You now see everybody on the map actually stop. So in this case, like chasing in the jungle is fine, because there's no other enemy there, no hidden enemy. But I'm pretty sure you didn't know this at the time of
Yes.
playing.
Yes.
But you know,
I usually don't like chasing into no vision,
Yeah.
but I don't think I would have been aware that Belveth isn't there. So this is, I sometimes forget, like my brain doesn't keep the information about positioning of other players. I mostly work on intuition of where I am comfortable, which is why I usually don't over chase. But in that case, I think I did over chase. If I didn't know
like,
where Belveth is.
it's good that you don't have the habit of over chasing, and like if you look at the map beforehand, sometimes you can do it, but let's play the fight again and show that there's a better option to over chasing in this case. And I'm curious if you know it or not. Okay, right now, Kai'Sa flashed. What do you think is the correct play here?
I should go on Morg.
Like, Kai'Sa's out of the fight. She doesn't exist. You are 2v1 against Morgana. That just use Q. You see the Q in the right. So you basically just hit Morgana here. Like, why try to chase a Kai'Sa that's just flashed? It's really far away. You have no vision on her. You at the time didn't know where the jungle or mid is. So aka going in the river is int most of the times. You should just hit Morgana because she's free. And same issue with Lux, like she does the same mistakes. Like she's right here, a free kill, you know. And right now I would just screw Kai'Sa, push the wave in.
And you think so? I guess what I was thinking that I don't have enough time to kill her before she gets under tower.
Yeah, but even so, like chunking her in a 2v1, it's already so powerful.
But it's still a better option than chasing into no vision into the jungle. Yes, yeah. I understand.
But yeah, now you realize, okay, she's out. Well, and Morgana is now too far. Default, you should just prioritize wave. You know, Kai'Sa is super low. You can go crazy on the wave push and maybe get a plate or go for the dragon with your jungle if he wants to. You now have the advantage. You're just way stronger in this moment than the enemy laners. So you should just go crazy. Morgana hooks up, you basic. I would have kept going on Morgana still. Did she use Q? I don't know. It's like Morgana shouldn't really scare you that much in the early game, especially if she's just inting here 1v2. She used Q, like I would just W basic, you know, I would go crazy on her. You see Kai'Sa is back, and you know, already in my mind, like you see a low HP Kai'Sa come back from the river like that. In my mind, it's like, whoops, danger. She must
be coming because there's a jungler.
Exactly, you know? Like, my first instinct here would be, if I didn't watch the map beforehand, danger. Somebody's with her. But even if I watched the map beforehand and I saw them top, it's like they can recall and they might just be at blue buff already. Because this fight took like 20 seconds maybe. It's crazy, you know? So let's see here. You hit this zap and ghost happens quite late. You're making a mistake I'm still making right now. Like the ghost comes too late most of the time. Like the ghost should pop like right about when Lux goes in here. And you see Kai'Sa low HP, Lux E. Right now just Chompers ghost. Crazy. I like to play Chompers. It's like a good habit. And yeah. Let's go on.
But by the way, so this is my intuition. She ran, even though I popped ghost, I wasn't going after her originally because there's no vision. She only tempted me by being so low.
Yeah, like it's really tempting to go after this, but yeah, you know, like the thing with these situations, like over chasing and stuff, these situations don't happen if you don't make some mistakes beforehand, you know? Like situations like this will not happen ever because you're never gonna like get into these situations after you improve a bit better, you know? That's the cool part about this stuff. Like this is just Fiesta. It is what it is. You act on instinct. It's fine. But even here is like you are chasing this and look at your wards. You know, I would just place a ward here, for example, or you know, you never know where they're coming from. You know, you just don't have vision. You're chasing. This is Fiesta happens, of course. More stuff like this is gonna happen like crazy, of course. But yeah. Anyway, like if you wouldn't have chased
And this is
and
me.
went on Morgana, like things would have been way different. Never would have gone into that situation. But you know, if it happens, you rewind, you see why it happened, and you try to fix the mistakes from the root. You know. And right now,
This is me overstaying right now.
okay, imagine you.
Although we do have vision.
Okay, but imagine here, you know, place the ward in this brush, yeah, or in the river. If you place that there, look, you imagine you have a ward in that brush and in the river. Suddenly, okay, I can get this wave, right? But because you have a ward here, Akshan, get out. I wanted to say that somebody's coming for sure. Because you have a ward here, it's like, okay, you are too far. If you see somebody right now here, can you escape? The answer is no, right? You're too far. But if you place the ward earlier, deeper, if you see action right now, like on drag basically, and you get out, you walk back, you pretty much have enough time. And this is where like deep wards come into practice. And when you push a lane, let's say you always try to like look for a deep ward because those make sure you can get out in time. If you ward next to your lane like this, and you are under their turret, even if you see an enemy, it's too late at that point. But yeah, this was just a Fiesta. It's crazy. Now you probably die. But yeah, I hope you understood like why this happened in the first place.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, this is basically just as I said before. Like even though we saw them top, they had time to recall and just come bot instantly because you overextended and the fight was too long. But yeah. Now go back to lane. And even after this situation, I want to add, like, because you don't have vision on anybody, okay, you got a kill on Morgana, cool. You pause and you think, okay, look at the map. What does the map tell me? What does the map tell you right now?
Danger, danger, danger.
Okay, Kaisa out of the fight low somewhere, whatever. Morgana dead. You see Kayle top, and you say Belvet and Akshan. Where are they?
Mid missing and Bell missing.
It's basically Twitch Yumi, right? Where are they?
I guess I definitely was aware of the danger. But I guess I was relying too much on the ward and the bush.
Yeah. Another like, again, like small things that you improve over time add up. And you know, I'm probably gonna upload this to YouTube, and you can like watch this again and like point all the things I mentioned, all the small mistakes. Like for example here, do not go under their turret or close to it, like right here, when you only have a vision in this brush. Because by the time you see the enemies, it's already too late. So you can only go here when this low and no way to defend yourself if you have vision deeper. And besides that, I think Akshan becomes invisible and he doesn't get spotted by wards anyway. So there's another thing to keep in mind. So like that's another thing, like this aspect. Let's say you, for the next week, this aspect is going to be in your head at all times while you play. And if you do this for a week, you never make this mistake again. It's going to become a habit, a good habit, and you're never going to make this mistake again and just improve, because this mistake might mean you lose like 3 games in 100 games. You know?
Yeah, I think I really like the suggestion of focusing 3 days on one particular aspect.
Yeah, it's like, let's say you want to learn a skill, making Rubik's Cube. Like, first few days is going to be weird. You have to put all your focus into it. But after you do it for 3 days straight, next month, it's just going to be a habit, you know? And they're going to keep doing the same good habit over and over. All right, let's see what's next. Because right now it's still early game. In my opinion, the mid game begins when either your turret or enemy turret bot is destroyed. Because that's when most of the time bot lane moves mid lane. So let's see, your jungler died, the action dead. And I don't think you placed a single ward this whole game, right? I think you never placed a ward. But yeah, you know,
maybe.
again, like one thing, like you focus on warding or never having to wards at one time next 3 days, and you're just gonna get better at it, you know. But looks like you placed a ward, which is good.
I do place them occasionally,
Mm-hmm.
particularly when I think that I am right. So, for example, right now, in terms of lane position, I understand that we definitely need
So
the ward there.
Right now, okay.
Wave position.
Yeah, we pause here. Like your minions are going into their turret. There's a fresh minion wave coming towards you, and all the minions are full HP. So it means you have a timer to place vision, you know? And this is like when you play a bit aggressive and you want to push waves to get prio. In this timer, like when the new fresh wave is coming, this is the timer when you can go place wards without losing minions. So you can get vision deeper into the enemy jungle, and that's like good vision. So if you are here and you go back right away, it's like your warding timer is not expired yet, because the next minion wave didn't even arrive yet. So you basically have more time than this to place a better ward. Because here I would have maybe
because there's no threat of my minions of their minions dying.
Yeah, like Lux pressed you on the wave, whatever. It's not gonna happen every time. Even if she did this, like enemy minions won't die. Like here I would have, you know, just go here, place a ward in this brush, sure. I wouldn't even hit this control ward yet. I would go deeper and place one next to Drake. And then come back, get this ward, and you're back to lane. Didn't lose anything. So when you're gonna practice warding,
would you
focus on this? Yeah, tell me.
Would you? What is the cost, the gold cost of placing a dragon ward? Right. So, for example, if I worry about losing one minion, should I still go and place the ward at the cost of losing one minion?
Usually yes, because you know, would you pay one minion to not die?
Yeah,
I would. Or like I would pay 1 million to have like a 50% less chance or something to not die because you have vision. You know?
Maybe 2, but 3 is too much.
I mean that's why I'm saying about the warding timer. Like the minions are still fresh. You have all the time in the world to place a deeper ward.
Yeah.
Like in this case,
I don't know where the jungler is though.
Yeah, but you know, you have chompers. Enemies can't really walk up because they had the wave to deal with. So relatively safe. Right. And if you see Velvet, you instantly place chompers on you and walk out. You're safe. You know? And you don't go into their jungle. You just place it next to Drake. So you're not that deep where you're like risk dying. And also when you're placing vision, you can like kind of look at your enemies. And right now, let's say enemies just click here, both of them. That's already
their body language
trigger,
is not showing.
Yeah, body language says, okay, they want to go in crazy when they have minions to farm. It's like, oh, man, jungle is here, probably. Okay, let's see what happens next. But I hope you understood, like, the ward timer. That's what I call it. And how can just secure vision. Okay, let's rewind a little, some frames here. Okay, your Kai'Sa is using Q on wave. Like usual, and all of a sudden Morgana. You remember that level 1 thingy? Your Morgana is in. The Morgana is eating. The Kai'Sa is nowhere to be seen, walking backwards. The same mistake you made at the beginning. She makes the same mistake, and suddenly you are 2v1 against the Morgana, and there's no way this Kai'Sa hits you. You know, it's just right click, kill enemy. your abilities go flying, you probably panicked, but you know, it's like one thing you did right is try to place chompers to block her. I would have
Yeah.
placed them, you know, like when I see like let's see, let me rewind a bit more. Like come on, Morgana. Okay, right here, okay. Maybe here. Place chompers in a way, you know, in a way that they don't overlap with the wall. Basically, you have one
Yeah.
chomper, you know, it just blocks the whole way. If she wants to go through, she either has to use Black Shield or just go around like that. But you kind of panicked.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
still,
I missed. Yeah.
it kind of did the job because she has to go around. And you got 3 damage on her. And suddenly, because she made a huge mistake, you chunked her. And you even continued through after she didn't get out all the way. You know, she's kind of walking sideways. She's still in your range. You get another basic in, which is super good. This is a good habit. Especially since Kaisa is mostly focused on the minions. But yeah, like because you placed chompers, you recognize that she was too close. You got a kill. That's good. Okay, you got a kill. Again, same thing. This is another like homework for you. Another thing you can practice to get better over time. You get a kill. You look on the map. What does the map tell you? You know. You got this Morgana kill. What's your first instinct right now that the game is paused and you can watch the map and everything? What do you think you should do?
So I'm weak side because Morde is top. I don't know where Belveth is. I see mid, and I don't have enough gold for anything meaningful.
Okay.
So given that the wave is dead, I should freeze it in the middle of the wave. Because Kaisa has too good of a wave clear to try to shove it under tower and poke her. Although, yeah, so this is, I'd be interested to get your opinion.
Okay.
Do I try to shove it under tower?
Okay.
Without knowing yeah, so I probably freeze it in the middle because I don't know where Belveth is. But if I knew that Belveth is not coming, do I try to get some plates?
Yeah, but before that, I need to remember what I said. Like, if you wanna do something that involves the enemy turret, you need to have vision for it. And do you have deep vision right now to go under their turret without being at the threat of dying and getting flanked?
No.
Okay. So what should you do right now that you have a timer when there's no minions in the lane?
Place a ward in the around dragon.
Yeah, I would place it either a dragon or like this entrance because I think Belvet is got a kill so she can hop walls now. So you should place like maybe one over this wall, you know? Because Belvet can hop walls. Like if they have, let's say, Kane, you want a ward like above here because he
Yes.
goes to the wall.
They never have Kane. I ban Kane.
Okay,
Kane.
perfect. Problem solved. But yeah, like if you want to do something involving the enemy turret, if you don't know where enemy jungler is, you just gotta, you know, have deep vision. But you kill also another thing you gotta keep in mind. You killed Morgana. Let's say Belvet comes when you push this. Do you think you win the 2v2 against Kaisa Belvet with Belvet behind you?
No.
No. I would say no either, because Belvet's broken. So, you know, like, if you want to do something to the turret, place vision. And you have a ward, so my option would be to just go ward and then do something. Because you have the higher range. Again, like the beginning of the game, you have the higher range, so you can actually, like, shove if you have the vision. And while Kaisa is trying to farm the minions, you just basic attack her and then step out of turret range. Maybe use the W, maybe get a plate. So you for sure can
But
keep one.
But her Q is so her wave clear is so fast that I don't think I'd be able to have time to do meaningful damage either to the tower or to Kaisa.
But there's a
Hence,
cannon wave.
I guess I'm freezing.
There's a cannon wave. So I don't think she can one-shot the cannon wave, right? Like her wave clear is her Q, right? And if she places Q on casters, they don't even die. So I don't think her wave clear is that good. No? I think Jinx has way better wave clear, for example. But yeah, okay, let's focus on the game. Okay.
I guess I was trying to deprive her of the cannon.
Yeah, another thing, this is a mistake I was making even the other day, like a few days ago. I was 3-0 in lane, and I never pinged my jungler, for example, to come Drake or do something with us because we are ahead. So if you're in this position, we are ahead, Morgana dead. Right now on the map, you see Belvet top, Action mid, you know, you're just stronger. So if you do something passive like freezing the wave, all you are doing is depriving Kai'Sa of a little bit of resources. When you could push and get a plate while depriving her of resources because you poke under turret, you know? In this case, you have the option to be more aggressive, for you to get something in return, a reward because you're stronger, while making the enemy suffer. But here, if you just freeze, you are not getting anything, you're just making Kai'Sa lose a bit of minions. When you could get a plate and do the same thing to her anyway, under her turret, because you have the higher range. Like, she can't possibly get caster minions under turret if you basic attack with Q from outside the turret range and W. You know, because for her to get caster minions, like, she has to walk up pretty much, like, a lot, even if she's under turret. But I like the fact that, you know, you play Jinx, you scout around the map to ult. I like that a lot. But yeah, like, I think the number one thing you could do right now, or like the next thing you can practice, is just knowing when to be more aggressive and knowing when you are stronger and when you can punish them more and get better rewards. AKA watching the map, because the map tells you how to play. Making those aggressive decisions when you have the vision and knowledge, like where the enemies are. Unless, of course, they have Blitzcrank Draven and you can't even play the game. That's another story. But here you're the aggressor, you know?
Talking about not playing the game, by the way, I had a game with Annie as support versus Caitlyn Senna. And it was just a completely abysmal experience. I think I got behind by 50 CS, which for me is really a lot.
Do you have that video recorded?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll look at that next. Let's see, like, do you just want to focus on laning phase right now? It's like you want to get another coaching session later, or how do you want to do this?
Yeah, I think I think I'll get,
like, if you want, we could
focus
just
on other aspects of the game.
Yeah, like, if you want, we could just focus today on this early part, laning phase, and know when to go stronger or not. Because the game starts from the laning phase. That's where, like, you get your early advantage. And if your laning phase doesn't go well, the rest doesn't matter because it's too painful anyway. Okay, so here you are. Basically, in every 10 seconds in League, you usually have to make a decision. And here, like, you shove this wave, you look on the map. You get a kill, you look on the map. You shove a wave, you get on the map. You get cracks, you look on the map. You know, you ward, you look on the map. That's a habit you could do, and you improve a lot. Like, that's what you should like practice next, and that allows you to like make decisions on when you can play aggressive or not. So right now we pause. Okay, we shoved. What do we see? The Kayle is mid, which means Akshan, the mid laner, is missing somewhere. Belvet is missing. What the heck? Confusion, right? Which means danger. You can't really step up because you have no idea who might flank you. So you just wanna get some vision.
Not even toward the bush?
You can ward the brush. Like, you shove the wave. Enemy wave not even close. You have your ward timer, your vision timer. You can get vision now. So you ward. This is good. But, you know, same concept. You ward on the river here only. You can't go too deep. You can't go next to their turret if you only ward here. So because you ward here, I would just go back in this case, because you have no idea where the enemies are. And if you go too far, you might get flanked. So right here, I would just chill. Sometimes in League, you just gotta chill. Get info. And here is fine, you know, because you didn't overextend. Like, if you went to punish them on their turret right now, which would have been a good option
Mhm.
if you knew where they are, but you don't. You stayed around here. Oh,
Mhm.
look, you saw Velvet. But do you agree that if you instead went next to their turret, you would have been dead?
I don't survive, yeah.
Yeah, exactly the same thing as before. But this time you did it right. Before you didn't, and you got punished. But now because you did it right, there you go. Good habits make good outcomes. And you just know Belvet is bot, so you kinda chill. And okay, pause the map. I mean, pause the game. Let's see map. You see 3 people there. Kaisa probably going there too. It's like your jungler is top. What do you think you should do here?
So, I think what I'm trying to do is get the wave out and run away. I think I feel comfortable doing that. So they're probably doing dragon. There's always a risk that they would see me and try to get me, which is why I'm trying to do it really fast. And I also have flash and ghost.
Yeah, I think you are doing the right decision. Like they are doing drag. They are killing. Is an ally there or something? Or yeah, there's Kata. They are. I don't know what the heck they are doing, but basically you see all the enemies. No, Kata goes back mid. You see all the enemies walking the river. Kaisa is nowhere to be seen. Well, your Morde stop getting plates, which means you're weak side right now. You get what you can and just pray that your teammates get something else on the other side of the map. You push this wave and you get out. I hope that's what you do, and probably that's what you do. And of course, like your jigs, you can try to steal it, but if you wanna steal it, you should watch it earlier. But like stealing drakes is not something that's just gonna make you 10 times better at the game. No, that's just gonna happen every now and then, whatever. That's not your main focus right now. Your main focus is the fact that
So right now I'm inting.
yeah, I wanted to come to this. Like you're getting this wave. Our idea was your weak side. You're basically 2v4 because Kais is around here probably. So you just want to get the wave and get out because you can't challenge anything. You're 2v4, right?
Yeah.
Well, 2v3 because you see kill me now. No, actually, Akshan is missing. Anyway, you saw Akshan and Drake is here. 2v4. So I would have recalled here because Kais is nowhere to be seen. Enemies are all the way here. I would recall by boots something, whatever. Or just chill. Wait, get cracks maybe. That's an option too. But instead, even if you wanna steal it with ult, like if you wanna steal it with ult, you don't have to walk up to them, You basically you're taking a 2v4 right here. Actually a 1v4 because Lux is too far away from you. But yeah, this was like a tough, like you didn't even think about what you were doing. You were just like, yeah, I'm playing the game. But yeah, always like if you don't know what to do, you just press the S button, you stop, and you look on the map. Okay, what do I know? And you make a decision. Here you probably just went along, oh Drake, ooh. We didn't even realize more they stop, right? Most likely. Yeah, anyway.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I hope you get what I mean and my thought process. And
yes, definitely, yeah.
I hope you realize that like these things, these small mistakes you make, like they're not that hard to fix, right?
Yeah.
Like they don't take like huge like nuclear power knowledge to computer science knowledge. It's just basic stuff that you learn by playing and practicing. And here like Ilawi TP'd, that's fine. You just follow this fight up. Cool. This is of course you follow this. If somebody TP's your lane, you go in. Probably good. That's the rule. And if you're under the turret, you pause and watch the map. Okay, who could come here? Kata just died mid. Morgana is dead. It's like a 3v3 if somebody comes here and the enemies are low. Like here you go aggressive, doesn't matter. It's just good, you just did it. But yeah, Ilawi recalls, Lux recalls. Kaisa is around, Morgana is coming to lane, Belved is respawned, Akshan is recalling, coming bot baby. Here is like, what do you think you should do?
Shove and recall.
There you go, perfect. Why? Because basically the play is over. Drake got taken. Enemies died. Whatever. They are low. They recalled. They are on the way back to lane and on the way back bot lane to kill you if you overstay, basically. So you just shove.
That was
Yeah.
that was probably me looking at the map, by the way.
That's good.
The pause there.
Okay. And you get pinged back. And you stay. Okay. I wonder what the idea is here. I mean, you know, if you recalled there, you would have had boots and you would have been base right now. And probably coming back to luck. So I think recalling here is probably better. Because a play just happened, people went to base, enemies went to base, so they spend their gold. But if you stay here, you didn't spend your gold, which means you might be you need to be careful after this point.
Usually I would recall in this situation. I'm not sure why I stayed. Because you see me, you shoving.
Yeah, you shove, you get pinged. You see Belvet up right now, but then Akshan and Kale, where are they? Lux is nowhere to be seen, you're alone here. I mean, you can go under the turret because you have no vision, which is good, you are staying here. I mean...
I guess I realized that it's too late for me to recall. Yeah,
I mean, this is why, like, if you make decisions before, like, if you think about things you want to do, next step, if you keep improving, like, keep practicing this idea with watching the map, like, while you're pushing this, you're like, okay, I'm gonna recall instantly because there's nothing to do. I don't have vision, that what is expiring, I have no allies, no info on enemies, just recall, get out. You know, while you're pushing the wave, you can watch the map as well. But yeah, like, if you choose to stay here, for example, now we gotta be more careful. And Kai'Sa stayed apparently too, so that means basically you're even with Kai'Sa. She didn't buy items yet. You're chilly. You can still fight now, but you don't have vision. So after you clear this, okay, pause. You got a wave. You got a minion wave. You pause. What do you do next? What do you think you should do next here?
I want to know whether Kai'Sa is basing.
Okay.
Because I don't want them to get plates.
Okay.
Ideally, I want to base.
Okay, but for you to base, you need to know if Kai'Sa's here, and if you wanna check Kai'Sa, what do you need to do first?
Go up a little bit.
Well,
but
you gotta look at vision first, always, and look at the map where the enemies are. You have no you have no idea where Belvet is, right? Like, if you try to check Kai'Sa
or
now,
Akshan.
Yeah, if you try to check Kai'Sa now, what if they just sneak up behind you and you die? You know, it's like,
yeah. So
you wanna, like, ideally here I would have walked up and placed a ward in the river there. From Tribush, you walk up, put a ward in the river. You don't, not even in their brush, just next to this Drake pit, just from over the wall. Because you need more info here. Like, you have no idea where the enemies are. No Akshan, no Belvet, no Kale even. You don't see their bot lane. Like, their Belvet might be here. You know, you just want to get vision.
Kale should be top.
You see her here, yeah, she's top. But still.
Because Ilawi is pushing too far.
Yeah. You can expect, like, if you see an Ilawi pushing too far, you can expect somebody to be top. But, you know, imagine if, I don't know, Belvet was here, for example. That, you know, you gotta keep some things in mind. But the idea is that, you know, this shove, you know, I would have placed vision in case I wanted to do something else to push. But your idea here was to shove, right? And get out, which is fine. Like, Tribush vision here, I would say is enough. Especially if you just want to stay around here. You see Belvet walk, it's fine, you can get out. But, you know, it's like, you just gotta keep some things in mind. Like, they might be here, they might be here. You have vision. You don't have vision here, though, they carry to come. But you probably thought Kai'Sa is out because she was low. So you shove and you get out. This is fine. This is... I think here you actually looked on the map and you thought, like, Kai'Sa is probably recalled. I shove and leave, and that's what you do. Like, this is good. But still, like, you just wanna
And
keep watching the map.
And I was right to, so I was not right to stay originally.
Yeah.
I think I walked up to check, because what's the reason for me to walk up? I think I was checking whether Kai'Sa recalled. And once I saw that she didn't recall, then I decided not to recall myself.
Okay.
I think that would have been
You mean here, right?
the thought process there.
You mean when you were here?
Yes.
Okay. But
Because
if
why
you...
would I walk up?
Okay, but here, okay, you pushed.
Here.
Okay. Let's say Kai'Sa recalled. You recall, right? If Kai'Sa recalls, you recall. Because she loses the wave, you catch the next one. But now let's say she did a recall. Why wouldn't you recall, you know? Let's say she did a recall and she didn't here. You just shove the wave and the next one is at inhib. So even if you recall now, you catch the next one no matter what, right?
Alright, yeah.
You know? So here you are kind of overstaying not much of a purpose. Because let's say you recalled now, next wave comes and she still wants to stay for the next one. Well, you are now at the next wave. She has to recall. You are full HP, big advantage. You shove that next wave, and she's still not on the lane because she recalled, so you can get a plate. All because you recalled now. But if you stayed now...
And boots are a big spike for me. Well, not too huge, but a good one.
Yeah,
I see.
It's like, you know, you gotta get those like minion wave timings off. And like always a good time to recall is when the next wave is just far and you just shove this wave, the current one, and the next one you see it's like at inhib right now. It's like you can always recall now safely because they don't have time to push the next one before you're back. But yeah, you stayed, you shoved this one, you had enough vision here, that's fine. It's okay. Not optimal, because optimal would have been you recall then, and you would have been back by now probably. And with this wave, you would have been under their turret, Kai'Sa wouldn't be here, and you get a plate. Or at least you establish vision, because even establishing vision is a huge advantage, because it takes time, and time is money, you know? Okay, I hope I hope you like understood what I meant with those recall timings and minion waves.
Yes.
Okay. And now the laning phase is kind of over-ish almost. Although, let's see, you go back to lane, you see Belvet. Okay, let's talk about this a little bit, and I'm gonna move to the next game really soon. But here, like, you are pinging Lux to go back. That's good. You see Belvet here. That's good. She probably just leaves, right? Nothing happens. Okay. Pause right here. We look at the map. What does the map tell us right now?
Top missing, mid missing, and bot missing.
And Belvet
but Dragon isn't up, and Belveth going.
Belvet is around here.
I don't worry about Belveth too much, because she's running away from Warden.
Well, yeah, but you know she's kind of around here, basically.
Yes.
But again, if you look at the map, you gotta look at your allies. What does your allies tell you about the game right now?
That I should play safer.
Yeah, your allies are dead. You know? It's like if there's 5 men bot right now, oh my god, they're fucked. Nobody can help you. But you know, like you gotta play safe. Basically.
But Morty is here.
Okay.
Lux. Well, right Lux here. Now is basing.
Okay, you saw Belvet in the river last time. You don't know where Akshan is. You don't know where Morgan and Kai'Sa are.
Yeah.
What did I say about doing stuff at the enemy turret?
Don't without deep vision.
Exactly, because even if you have a ward right here, yeah, let's say you have the ward in the river. You see action here. What's gonna happen?
I die.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, there's absolutely no reason for me to be hitting the tower right now because there are no plates, and it's pushing towards me anyway.
That's
losing
another
anything.
thing, but it's like if you saw 5 people top right now, there's a huge reason for you to hit tower, you know. It's
Yes,
like,
I'd be reasonably hoping to get the tower, but
yeah.
I'm not getting the tower here at all.
But yeah, like in this one game only, you see this mistake with the tower and no vision. This is like 3rd time already, right? So like next time you play, this is the first thing you practice. Playing around your vision, your wards, placing them where you need them to. And already you stop making this mistake like 3 times in a single game and your win rate spikes up just because you fixed one thing. Imagine if you fix 10 things. You know, like I hope this gets your hopes up to like want to improve and win games, because it's not that hard to fix these small mistakes, right? Because you fix one at a time and they have a huge impact. You just saw Belvet mid here. By the way, here you're just lucky.
Oh yes, I entered completely. This is
here you're just lucky that nobody ganked you even. Like what? No, Belvet here, like look at the enemy's perspective, right? Oh, Jinx walks up. If I'm Belvet right here somewhere, I would just go bot right now. But instead, Belvet, look, she went from the river top. But look at Jinx. You know? It's like enemies make mistakes too, you know? Like nobody plays perfect. They make mistakes too. And because of Belvet's mistake here, and Akshan probably, I don't know where Akshan is, you get away with this wave for free. And right now, if you backed off, that would have been the ideal play if you knew exactly where the enemies are. And if they weren't like anywhere close to kill you or something. Because in League, there's always a play that's probably the best given your current situation, aka your vision, your awareness of the map, knowing where enemies are, and that's the decision a human would do, you know. But then there's the other decision, which is like the computer decision, which is what you did right now. The enemies are hinting, they Belvet with mid, so you got this wave for free, which is actually a mistake, but it kind of works out because the enemies are eating, you know. But yeah, like this is
can we skip this?
Yeah,
just scroll through.
Yeah, this is whatever. We don't want to reach that point anyway because we play with vision better next time. And the mid game started. So you wanna save this for next session?
Yes.
Okay. In the mid game session, for example. So what is that game? Which game did you say? Annie versus Kevin Senna, that one?
I guess yeah. Let's maybe briefly.
Okay.
Like 10 minutes on it.
Sure.
Because I'm sure there were positioning mistakes there. But also like, is it a wave I can hope to
Let me first look.
Get something out of?
Okay, let's first look at the matchup in a way. So what is Jinx in those three? Like long range, sustain, or like all-in engage? What is Jinx on those three?
In that sense, long range.
Long range poke-ish. Okay, what is Annie?
But not compared to Caitlyn and Sam.
Yeah,
they outpoke.
Just roughly, like kind of long range. What is Annie?
Annie is kind of engaged.
Kind of engaged with a little poke, not too much poke, because her Q is like not that crazy. Engage, mostly engage. And what do they have? They have turbo long range, right? Basically.
And also sustain. So
and also sustain, exactly.
Like they outburst me, outrange me, and outsustain me.
Yeah. So basically, the enemies here are the Jinx and Lux from last game. They have the advantage, basically. So right now we are seeing the other side of the coin, aka a lane where you can't really be the aggressor. Last game you could have been the aggressor, no problem. You have the range, better matchup. Here they have sustain and they have longer range. And your engages are like all in potential is just an any, which basically spikes at level 6. Right now, like even if any full bursts, the Senna only takes like 300 HP max, which is not enough to like go all in. And before that, anyway, you're just poked out of lane. But yeah, like when you're in a losing like situation, losing matchup, you just want to focus on farming. That's it. Like you just farm and try to get out of laning phase ASAP so you can play the game.
And I'm backing off, even when Senna walks up to me, I'm backing off.
So, like against Senna, you just want to remember you don't trade with Senna, because if you trade with
Yeah.
Senna with basic W, let's say, well, she basic Qs you, and it's already like she heals everything you did to her, and she heals you, like she hits you for more. So you just don't want to trade with Senna anyway. But here it's like you can't even hit the first minions to get level 2. So you just have no hopes of touching minions until they reach your turret in this case. Because in some lanes you just don't play the game. It is what it is. And you've gotta like be okay with the idea and wait for them to make a huge mistake or for a jungler to gank. Basically. And this minion, for example, do you think you should attack this?
Which one?
Here.
This one? Well, if you're asking, I guess no, because Senna's there.
You just don't want to get chunked. You gotta give those minions if it means you're staying healthy and able to get like other minions. Because this one you just got chunked and you didn't even get the minion, you know? You just gotta let them push. And the least, like if you hit the wave less right now, it pushes towards you faster. So if you hit it right now, you're kind of inting, unless you, of course, you lost it.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying to only last hit.
Yeah, but yeah, I hope you
that
like.
I understand.
You just gotta understand that you are in a losing matchup. It is what it is. Try to get minions, don't get poked out of lane. Basically. And because there's no like threat of a blitzcrank or something, so you are not just gonna die randomly from an all-in, unless you of course int and go too close. Okay, I want to talk about this a little bit. Okay. Remember last game, early game? What happened with the triangle, right? Here, you know, I say don't trade with Senna, but it's like your any hits QW, you hit your basic W, and suddenly Senna is 200 HP. Caitlyn can't help, so you should take this trade, right? And I think you do. Nope, it's already too late. You see that? It's already too late. And it backs off. You didn't trade. Nothing happened. Of course, there's the cannon, but yeah, I mean, you focus on the cannon here. You don't get it anyway, but even here, isn't this just great? It's perfect. And you see that you basic, you W, missed it. Oh well. But and you back off because you don't want
this was the right idea.
You had the right idea. It's perfect. Like Kate was too far. You hit Senna. It's good. I like that. But now you just gotta. Minions are finally under your turret. You just focus on farming and not get poked out of lane. And I hope you just focus on minions here and not hitting them. Perfect. Like, you just don't want to hit them. You losing those minions, whatever, you get better over time. You just... Because here, like, some people make the mistake of hitting Caitlyn here. If you hit Caitlyn, she doesn't even have to hit you back because the minions hit you, you know? Then it means minions take aggro and hit you instead. So you just focus on the wave and chill.
By the way, wasn't that changed recently?
Minions taking... No, if you hit the enemy ADC, like, next to enemy minions, the minions are just gonna go all over you. Although here under turret, I think you hit Caitlyn with explosion, blast damage, but I don't even know if that counts for the minion AI. But that doesn't matter. It's fine. Whatever. Let's not waste time on useless stuff. Basically, I wanna like... This is the same thing. You just try to get minions and not get poked. Let's see if you have something like... Where do you think like you made a huge mistake this game? Right, any
I
died.
don't think I made...
Okay. Now here you focus on wave. Annie steps up, gets trapped, she dies. set times.
Yeah, and he
Nothing
was
you can
dying
do.
a lot.
Nothing you can do.
Uh,
This is whatever. You focus on the wave, same idea.
So I think we can move on to the other
Yeah.
game.
Basically, in some matchups, you
I got
get
the idea
ganked.
here.
You get ganked. You can't follow anymore. You hit wave. This is fine. You try to go. Yeah, it's fine. You recall because you were too low. Like from what I'm seeing, like in those games, like you just don't wanna die. You wanna focus on CSing. You can't trade really because they have sustainable long range, and it is what it is. You farm. Unless they int, like that Seda did once, and you took a nice trade. Those trades you can take when it's literally 2v1, of course you can trade. But otherwise, you just focus on wave. Okay, which game do you want to go next? The Sona versus MF Velkos? That one?
I guess we have 15 minutes, just one. We have time for just one. Which do you think would be
I mean,
more?
up to you. Like something that maybe is similar to the first one, aka the wards. You don't look at the map, you don't place wards, you need to play around vision. Something like that, where you think you made a similar mistake, maybe?
Maybe. Yeah, let's I guess let's take Sona versus MF Velkos.
Okay.
Because I feel like Sona was playing quite poorly, or was that me playing poorly and not understanding what my sport wants to do, and therefore.
Okay. Okay. First of all, matchups. Like this is a small habit you can, just do the next time you play as well, because it's outside of playing. It's just loading screen. Like do you even? I forget to ask you this. Like, do you do something in loading screen? Do you just watch your phone or something in loading screen, or do you like think about this? And be honest, it's fine.
I look at what ELO opponents are.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Thank you for
kind of
being
try to
honest.
get.
That's fine. You can do that after you first look at matchup. You can do this in champ select as well, of course, because you already see enemies. But yeah, like, okay, tell me about Velkos. What do you see in those three classes? What is Velkos?
Poke.
Okay, what is MF?
Poke with her Q and kind of burst.
Yeah, perfect. What is Sona?
Poke.
Poke and a little bit of sustain. Not too much, a little bit. Some sustain and poke. And Jinx is just a little poke. It's like kind of weak early, but yeah, Jinx is basically weak early, but scales a bit better. Level 5, a bit longer range, but yeah. Jinx is kind of poke long range-ish. Okay, level 1, do you... Yeah, I didn't ask you this last time. Do you stay in this tribush level 1 usually? What do you do at level 1
yes,
before?
I go here.
Okay. I usually tend to go like kind of where Sona is, because that's safer. You see them when they come from further away. Here it's like if you stay here and they go, you see my cursor? If they go through here like that, you only see them about here when it's.
They don't do it.
They don't. Nobody ever killed you here when you stayed here. I mean, if it works, sure, you can stay there if Sona goes in the other direction.
And I really, because I want to go through that bush towards the lane, because I want to give a good leash, I want to know that no one is hiding there.
Somebody might one day, they were sitting on the river brush right here, I think level 1, or they were leashing, but imagine they just go straight to the tribush and try to trap you. Like, nowadays, after I leash, I never go through here, I just go below. I never died because I died so many times to tribush. I never do this.
But I think my strategy would depend on kind of elo. Right now, there's
or maybe on what they have, because if they have blitz, yeah, you might expect that. But yeah, like if you don't die doing this, sure, keep doing it. But I died too many times.
If they have basically, I want to control all entrances. And because most people go to the upper entrance, I always go there so that we prevent an invade.
Yeah, I mean, again, like if you always stay here and you never died, like sure, like fine. If it's not a problem, don't fix it, basically. But in my experience, I usually try to avoid that because some players are freaking tricky. But yeah, okay. Let's look at this. You go back to lane. They have I forgot to ask you, like, how do you think you should play this lane out? You know, without knowing their skill level, only looking at champions. How do you think? Like, how do you think it's gonna go?
Safe.
Okay, you wanna go safe
Not.
because they have poke, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just don't wanna get poked out of lane, basically.
But see, like usually my approach is I need to be safe unless.
Okay. Like when you
There's
play
some
Jinx,
indications that-
I agree. Like you wanna prioritize farming and being safe. I 100% agree with this. And you just gotta watch out for those moments where the enemy's int, aka they are 1v2 against you and your support. You know, that's when you can actually play aggressive. Because no matter the matchup, if they're 1v2, they're ending. You know, that's basically. It. And yeah, like no matter the matchup, always look out for those situations because you're just gonna come out ahead and win basically because they're ending. Okay, here you're trying to farm, and I like the fact that you respect her basic Q. Like MF bursts with basic Q and wanna get hit in the face. You get this minion, and like right now, what's the situation here?
She wants to Q me.
Yeah, and your support is not here, enemy support is not here. This is a 1v1. And what do you have? Basic attack. What does she have?
Yeah.
Basic Q. She wins, right? You back off respectively. Yeah. Nice. Good. I like this. Pause, look at the map. Okay. Started bot. They started bot probably, right? The list. Yeah, tell me what.
Oh, yes, I think so. I feel like 1v1, regardless of the state of the game.
Okay.
I shouldn't engage almost anyone.
Unless, let's say, you're level 2 on Jinx. They have even MF. Like if she's coming towards you and you're kind of far away and you have W and she's in line of sight, you could try to W and max range basic attack with Q and back off after that. You could
but
do
in
that,
general, but in general, it's I feel like it's too risky to approach almost anyone because I don't really have any particular mobility. W is not that easy to land. Chompers aren't gonna help with anything.
Yeah, like in general, like with Jinx, especially, like you wanna prioritize farming and being safe because you are a late game champion. You don't wanna int early game. Like if you don't make mistakes early, you are gonna have a nice mid game always. Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, let's look at this a little bit. Sona comes, Vel'Koz is here, 2v2, cool. Vel'Koz uses Q. Pause, okay. Let's look at the state of the lane right now. What does Misfortune want to do?
Get level 2.
Okay, and how is she getting level 2?
Or Q me through the minion, through the ranged minion.
Like she has like two ideas, but most players, like you see this low HP minion, it's like most players want to basic attack this low minion to get it, right?
Yeah.
So you can basically press Q, right click her once, and try to go up a little bit so she can double up you with this minion. That's what I would do right now. Why?
Because she's out of position.
She's out of position.
Sona is in position to attack.
Exactly.
Vel'Koz is not in a position to defend.
Yeah, you see, this is exactly what happened last game and in the first game. Like this is the thing that happens the most in lower elos. People just Vel'Koz press Q. Okay, Vel'Koz press Q. Well, I'm just gonna AFK behind my ADC now. Cool. And now you have your Q. Sona has her Q, and you can just 2v1 this. Vel'Koz is nowhere close, and he used Q. You know.
Okay, how many? So she would start backing off. How much would you pursue her? Like, would you like 2-3 attacks and back off a little bit?
Like right here, I would just, I know she wants this minion. You basic attack her once, Sona hits her once, and then you see how she reacts. Like here you handshake, you let her take this minion, and you're not doing anything. Sona hits the Q, but if you hit her once, then it's like if you have the range still, you can basic attack one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Or you just go to farm a minion. That's also an option. Because she's so out of position that you can do two basic attacks here. But even if you do one, that's perfect. Like if you're playing it safe, perfect. You just, you know, she wants this minion, you basic attack once here, and you kind of back off a little bit. And Sona presses Q, you are safe, you are not getting hit by the double up. You know? You would have basic attacked her here, you would have got this minion with Q explosion. Would have been fine. Then I would have started hitting maybe this minion. But yeah. It's the same idea as the triangle. You are 2v1, you wanna go in crazy if you're 2v1. Here you get hit by Velko's Q. I hate dodging those two, don't worry. You got level 2. You know, I didn't really talk much about this because you never had like an engage support. Usually when you have engage support, you just wanna rush that level 2 and only in level 2 because they are level 1 and you hook and you get a kill or a flash. But you can also do this when you are in this matchup. Yeah, tell me.
Actually, yeah, it's too long of a discussion because it's different coaches have different approaches to level 2. Some people say that if you have an engaged support, their full kit is unlocked at level 3. So you actually want the opponent to get level 2 and play safe so that the wave slow pushes towards them. And when you get level 3, that's when you try to punish them.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And that's correct. But I feel like that's a bit of an overthinking of the situation. Because the situation is basically so simple. Because like you get level 2, you are stronger, you have more abilities, you chunk them out, you have HP them or something, and suddenly like the rest doesn't matter because you already have such a huge lead just because you were aggressive level 2, you know? That's the way I see it.
And ideally, I want to secure the kind of the fact that I'm getting level 2 before them and stop hitting minions and instead focus on them, because if they trade, I'm gonna get level 2 and then punish them further. So they don't want to trade if I'm getting level 2 first. And by not hitting minions, I'm not pushing the wave too far into the territory where it becomes dangerous, right?
Yeah, the level 2 thing is a whole like discussion and is super complex. But if you simplify it, it all comes down to like you get level 2 first, you fight because you just win those level 2 fights when they're level 1. That's just, if you oversimplify it, that's all there is to it. And because, you know, this is just a silver game, even if this is gold, if this is platinum, it's still the same thing. You get level 2, you are stronger, you punish the enemies, and suddenly you have such a huge advantage in lane that the enemies are kind of screwed already. And the rest just doesn't matter, you know? That's kind of how I see it. I hope it kind of makes sense. But I know what you meant with those level 3 spikes and wave management, but you can
so you think that it's
yeah, tell me.
It's not for this elo, essentially.
Yeah, it's like super complex, and most of the time I don't even think about that because I know that the level 2 spike just wins your lane a lot of the times, and if you just play for that, you're just gonna be fine. And then after the level 2 fight, no matter how the wave is, enemies are kind of out of lane because you won that trade, or you have an advantage and you can get vision now because you got level 2 and you push the lane, you know? You become the aggressor, you have an advantage, you can get vision, and it allows you to do so many things no matter what the lane state is. Even if the wave is rubbish under the turret, because you were so aggressive, you won the level 2 fight, you were able to set up deep vision. It doesn't matter if you're in the turret, if you have the vision, you know? Okay, let me watch this. So you get level 2 here. Sona was not even close. She's not even level 2, but you have level 2.
Yeah, because she was late to the lane.
Yeah. So here you like W, and here like I wouldn't keep going because you're kind of falling into the same trap of being 2v1 here, you know?
And also getting minion aggro.
That's too, but yeah, you're kind of 2v1 here, right? Like you hit a W on her, already you did something with your level 2 advantage. You hit a W, 100 damage on MF. That's perfect. All good. But if you overtrade, suddenly that 100 HP advantage is just gone already. It's only getting worse if you keep overtrading. So here it's like you go level 2. Okay. Am I like a huge threat right now? You have W, you can poke a bit W. Is Sona level 2? No. Even if Sona is level 2, like she can poke a bit more maybe, sure. But you don't have an engage support. This is why I'm sad we didn't have an example with an engage support. Like even if you don't have an engage support at level 2, you can punish them in a way here with a W. Perfect. You just did your job. You did something level 2. All good. But you overstayed a bit, you know? So you've gotta, like, maybe when you go into a lane and you think you can get level 2, you should maybe think about, okay, what can I do at level 2 to them? If you only have like a Sona, well, maybe a W is good enough, you know? And you don't want to overtrade. But, oh well, it happens. At least you have a bit of sustain from Sona. So this is still not horrible. This is fine-ish. You know, it's not the end of the world if you lose a few trades here and there. But yeah, like simple mistakes that you fix snowball out of control. If you just use W there, let's see your HP. You are 540 HP, MF is like, I can see, it's like same HP kinda, maybe a bit lower, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 450. If you just back off here, suddenly you wouldn't be in this situation where you're lower HP than her. And if you fix that small mistake of not overtrading level 2 and having an idea at level 2, you're just better off in the lane anyway, and that snowballs out of control. So like, I feel like you are gonna improve a lot if you just think a bit more about these things, and you just gonna go like crazy, platinum at least, emerald for sure. Like I have high hopes for you, honestly. Okay.
Says he looking at it as I'm hit by
no, but again, like why are we even in this spot? You know, why are we even in this spot? Because you did that one small mistake of overextending that trade. And now you're just kind of lost the whole pressure in the lane because you're lower, and she can just afford to do anything she wants, you know. Because if her HP is a bit lower than yours, suddenly she's kind of scared to do anything to you, you know. So it's like same as chasing in the river there. Like after you fix those small basic mistakes, you're never gonna get into awkward positions like those, you know. And that's the fun of it, the fun of fixing those mistakes. It's just, oh my god, what's happening? It's
so that's Sona inting, right?
Yeah, so let's see here, okay? You got hit by double up. Cool, the wave is coming.
Like I'm low. There's no wave. They have a cannon.
Yeah, basically, like
there's no reason to walk up.
You get hit by cannon minion. You don't want to get. You're gonna get hit by minion. You are doing the right thing here. Maybe ping Sona back. You know, I mean, if you focus on yourself, it's kind of hard to ping your allies to back off. If they int, it's fine. Here, you don't worry about this. Maybe you try to walk up here W, but kind of that's it. Whatever. You did that. Perfect. Cool. Sona ints. It is what it is. Don't let your support inting make you miss minions in a way. And you didn't lose minions because you didn't overcommit to Sona's bad engage, basically. So this was fine. You did the right thing here. And in all this time, like, we never looked at the map. But even if I didn't look at the map either in this whole time we were talking. But we basically know the enemy jungler started bot. And where do you think the enemy jungler would be right now?
Top.
Okay, but what camp do you think they're doing? No, remember the mirror image.
The topmost, I forgot.
You think Krugs?
Krugs?
Well, you know, like when they're pathing, The enemy jungle did blue, Gromp, Wolves, Raptors, red buff. That's 5 camps.
Actually, they're probably on red.
Yeah, because Viego did red, Krugs, Raptors, Wolves, and they're the 5th camp, which is Gromp. I don't know why Gromp before blue. I don't care. I'm not a jungler, but he's at 5th, which means enemies at 5th, which is red or Krugs. Doesn't even matter. Top. Cool. You are Tsuvitsu bot. So let's see here. You play slow because they can poke you. You honestly against a lane that can poke you, if you keep the wave here, like that's just great, honestly. Because they have to walk up. Like imagine the enemies right now, right? The enemies probably don't know where a jungler is. They didn't know about mirroring the enemy jungler and so on. They have no idea he's at Gromp. So they probably think, okay, what if Viego is bot? Oh no, we are close to their turret. Maybe this is bad, Already your enemies are just thinking maybe this is not good because they are pushing like this. Or maybe your enemies are just like, whatever, we don't care about jungler, which is probably what happened. But Sona, let's see that again. You're just focusing on farming, staying safe. You're doing the right thing here. This is fine. Here the Vel'Koz just...
Maybe.
Okay.
I should have. I misplaced my chompers, I think.
Like here, first of all, like you gotta think about line of sight with your W. Like here, if you move up, you can't W them, right? So I would just move a bit down here and then see what's gonna happen. But instead you move up, so there's no way you can kind of poke back. And I mean, doesn't matter because you clear those minions. This is so hard to, like, what the heck happened here? it's like Sona was too far up, which is her mistake, of course. And I mean, you can kind of hit Vel'Koz here, and I think you just throw Chambers, right? And I feel like you should just double here and basically fuck off. But Sona inted, like whatever. Sona ints, you don't overthink this. It's fine. Like they didn't really do anything wrong here. You play Chambers, sure, whatever. You didn't mana for W because you use Chompers, whatever. It's fine. Support inted. It happens. You move on and you play your game. At least you try to like trade back while they were focusing Sona, which is good because, if your support is being a mid shield for you and taking enemy aggro, well, you at least try to poke back at least a little bit as long as they don't hit you. And you did that, and that's fine. Let's see what happens. I think Vel'Koz is low. You W that brush to know if Vel'Koz is there, which is nice. Ping that is missing. Cool. And, okay, let's pause here. What do you think MF wants to do in the next, like, I don't know, 5 seconds?
Shove this and base.
Okay.
Probably Vel'Koz based.
Okay.
She doesn't have mana,
yeah.
So it's a little hard for her to do.
They probably both of them mana base, right? So let's say you know that. What do you think you should do?
Push. Gonna kill everyone. Okay. Just collect the way. I need to base too, probably.
Yeah, like your wave.
To get at least a couple of items.
Your wave is right now touching the tier 2 turret. So what kind?
Clear.
What do you think is best thing to do here?
Clear fast and base.
Okay, like I wonder what you do. Let's see. So if you wanna clear fast, I mean, here you were kind of like afraid for no reason, right? You're basically handshaking with MF. You're like, okay, MF, do your thing. You don't even wanna try to kill the wave if you wanna shove it, And it's like
because if I'm basing, I can trade a little bit of health for wave clear.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter even if she hits you. Like if she hits you, she doesn't hit minions, and if you hit those minions with Q, you hit her anyway. And you know Vel'Koz is not here. You checked. It's like if you wanna shove, you'd better get on with it, But again, 2 wards, but which is Like if you wanna shove next, what if the enemy jungle is bot? You gotta think about that too. But in this case, minions are close enough to you so that you shove this and you recall, and that's the right choice. And I think you do it. Hopefully, I doubt you don't do it. Like after you get this wave, you just press B. Hopefully. Because right
Yes,
now,
I should. This.
like even if you don't have tri-bush vision here, like you're just too close to your turret. So you ping Sona back, you recall. That's good. That's an FFTP. What the fuck? What? I mean, oh, I forgot about this. Like, one mistake I was making, like not looking at summoner spells. And what's most important about that is, like, let's say they have heal, and their support escapes 30 HP, and you want a basic attack flash. You know, I mean flash basic attack. But then when you do it, they heal. Just be careful with that. Keep that in mind. Summoner spells. But yeah, oh shit.
It actually makes sense for her because she's very mana. She used a lot of mana.
Yeah, but because she's got TP, like you have a bit of higher pressure in lane because you have one extra summoner spell. And here, like, you know, I didn't even know she has TP. Even if she has TP and you know that, it's like, what can you do, like, besides shoving this and leaving and just recalling, whatever. She's gonna shove next into your turret. It is what it is. You wanna recall as soon as possible to lose as little minions as possible, you know? And you lost a wave. It's fine. CS is pretty much even anyway. It's okay. We're chilling. And like in this whole laning phase, the wave was never far enough for you to require warding anyway here. This is, you know, even not warding here was fine for the most part. Unless you really wanted to ward a brush in lane, if you needed to poke them, but it wasn't the case. Okay. Let's see here. Let's wait, how did you lose this HP? Oh, catering Q and lucky. Velcus Q. It is what it is. Okay, let's pause the game. Let's see what the map tells us how to play, right? What do you think the next thing we should do is?
So Viego's bot side.
What else do you know? Like, let's collect information first. This is how, when I look at the map, I kind of like collect information, then I make a decision. What do we know?
Top is missing, but it's unlikely that top is gonna.
Top, yeah, exactly. Here. Top is whatever, an island. Who cares?
Dragon is coming up.
Right.
So probably their jungler is also hovering somewhere around.
Like if your jungler is bot, you kind of should think that the enemy jungler has a high chance of being bot as well. Especially when they start the same side of the jungle level 1.
Ideally, I want to push.
He pings that he's pinging, that he wants to gain. Okay. So ideally, you want to just start chugging those potions down, of course, and hit this wave as much as possible. So by the time he's here, you kind of clear the minions, so you didn't lose them, and also so you can chase them without the minions hitting you. And you
because the aggro would kill me if I tried to go at MF.
And here you...
That was probably not the right move.
Well, he went up. I mean, you can kind of go back down here, right? Maybe even hit a cannon so you don't lose it. And even if you go up, like right now, what do you think? What do you think you should do right now? Like
Ghost.
Yeah, exactly.
Ghost.
See, exactly.
Probably earlier.
Yeah, like even earlier because Vegas already here. It's like the same mistake you did level 1 first game. You know, if it's about, I make this mistake too. Don't sweat it too much. It's gonna be natural eventually. I hope even for me.
I started taking Ghost fairly recently, so
yeah, but just Ghost feels amazing. But yeah, no play happened. You were too far because you went around as well. Like here also, what you could do is just let the minions go under turret, so they hit the turret, and so you don't take aggro. That's also an option. But if you wanna shove it, that's fine. But instead you try to W her and you stun yourself, and now she's very close to you, but this is still fine if you can make a return. And now here I would ghost and go straight to them and hopefully get a chomper.
And use chompers.
Yeah, because you see MF walk back even.
Yeah.
And the funniest part is the fact that they had a ward here and they didn't even notice Viego, you know? Like, also in like lower divisions, people ward, but they don't look at the map, so the wards are useless, you know? It's just funny to think about.
Yes, I do know.
Yeah. But yeah, right now, okay, this happened. So did MF flash? You know, tracking summoner space is another thing, but that's gonna happen eventually. It's like another step you should improve on. You add it to the list and you deal with it later. You have bigger fish to fry right now. Okay, MF flashed. Okay, no go, right? It's done. The play is over. Whatever. What's the plan now?
I guess back to slow pushing.
Okay, good.
Uh,
Good. You got.
depending, I don't know what Viego wants to do.
Yeah,
Does he
but
want to
you
do
know, like
Dragon?
let's not think about the huge picture. Dragon. Wow. Next 3 seconds, what do you wanna do?
Go back and slow push.
Yeah, go back to your lane and kind of catch the minions, right? But one other thing you could do, like you see on your number 4 on the keyboard, you have 2 wards, right? And you are now
Yes,
sitting next to a brush that could use a ward, right? Yeah, okay. Like right now, I would kind of ward here and just go back to wave. Yeah, because that ward might save you if you wanna do something in the middle of the lane. Who knows? But yeah, you kind of do the same thing, don't ward, but whatever. After you like try implementing the tips I told you about warding and the ward timer, like most of the time you won't even have 2 wards anymore, so it's fine. But you go back to lane and you try to get info, basically. And info we got. Enemy mid died, we see Trundle mid, bot is 2v2 right now. And you have prio mid. Let's see what happens mid first. But right now, yeah, you're just chilling. You wanna see where the enemy ADC is basically. There she is. And you go back to normal laning. Back to playing safe, not getting poked off of lane. Sona has no mana either. That happened. Well, you know, like this, you only started playing League like a year ago, maybe 1.5. Like, you know, you can't expect you to be like instantly super good, know how to dodge every ability. MF, you know, you play against MF 100 times, eventually you're just gonna think about her double ups naturally. It's fine. You just don't wanna stay behind those minions if you know she's double up. Like here. And it's just gonna come naturally eventually.
I'm kind of getting better at dodging Vel'Koz because the trick is to move up.
Nice.
That's not what he expects.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I don't even know where Trundle went. What happened mid? Oh, your Vegas now Trundle. Cool. This is Sovitsa. Well, here it would have been nice here if, let's say, Vego went mid, killed Trundle with Cho'Gath, and then he kind of made his way bot to try to take this Drake. It would be fun, but even if you ping Drake right now, maybe you could ping Drake right now, but it's like you can control a jungler, whatever. Here it would be nice if Vego went Drake.
I never ping because I don't want to put pressure on the jungler.
Yeah.
Because they're not good enough not to make the mistake. Because I don't know his summoners, I don't know the position of their jungler. And if I ping, if he doesn't realize that I'm making some sort of a mistake, or he goes without a summoner spell.
Yeah,
like
but
I don't want to tilt the jungler.
Yeah, you basically, I think you just you're not too sure most of the time if a Drake call is correct or not. Basically, I think is what you mean. You know, but here is like their mid died and their jungler just died, and you have a little bit bigger wave. If you didn't take this double up,
yeah,
he could just do Drake even alone. And even if MF and Vel'Koz go there, you go with Sona and your 3v2 anyway. And especially if your mid has prio, you have your mid as well. But anyway, like, he goes top. Whatever, you respect. Jungler goes top, no Drake, you respect that, you play accordingly. Okay, let's see. Let's say you take these 2 minions here. Maybe even take that one. Like, I would just ward Tribush if you have the time as well. But this time is whatever, the enemy jungle just died. Enemy missing. Nice. You see them still here. I mean, this is basically, you know, your low HP, Sona is no mana. It's basically the any game. You just chill. It's fine. You focus on the wave. Sometimes you just gotta focus on the wave. It is what it is. You don't poke. You are not always on the winning side. And I think that's what you do. Enemy is missing. Okay. Pause here. You see enemy mixing. You see your jungler coming bot towards you. Where do you think the enemy jungler is?
Likely around dragon.
Okay. What's your goal here? Considering you're this low, so no mana.
Push and or
Get the 6 minions,
take
get out.
and get out.
Yeah. Because, you know, like what else?
I seem to be doing that.
Like if the enemies are still here, you can't trade with them, we can't kill them because you're too low. You do the right choice. You pick the Drake. There you go. See, you actually have these instincts in your mind. But they're just in your, like, you know, not active mind. Your, I don't know how to call it in English, but it's like passive mind-ish, whatever. You think about it, but not like actively. It's just there in your mind. You just gotta focus on it more. But yeah, it's the right choice. It's fine. And then you go back to lane. And you'll catch the MF is mid. They took Drake. Yeah, they were Drake. But yeah, like, because Vego didn't take that opportunity where they killed the enemy jungler to go Drake.
And there was no way for us to contest. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't contest. Sona no mana, you were low. You didn't contest. Vego was still far. The right choice there was to base. You did it. It's nice. Okay. Okay, let's go here. You see MF mid. You place a ward here. Okay. And that allows you to push this.
And Trundle doesn't go over walls.
Yeah, like
so
in this case, like this is fine. I think Trundle, you see Trundle top now. Anyway, you know, MF was mid. She's probably coming back to lane, but not in the river because ADCs don't really walk in the river like that. Even if she did, you place Chompers, MF can't catch you. You have Ghost. Like, I like the fact that you placed the ward. You had the idea to place this ward and then shove the wave because you saw MF mid, Trundle is at Herald. This is fine. This is perfect. You get this, and now, okay, you got this wave. What do we do now? Here we go again.
So right now everyone's missing.
Yeah.
I should be very uncomfortable.
You kind of know Trundle is top, but you're thinking, okay, MF should be coming bot. Enemy mid kind of missing, you have no idea. Vel'Koz is missing. It's like, the only thing that could kill you right now is the enemy mid laner. You know? And I would say that it's worth it to ward deep, like, about after you clear this wave. Like, basically the same idea. If you want to do things to the enemy turret, it doesn't matter. Like, you should just make this habit. Like, you shouldn't overthink at the moment. You should just create this habit of, okay, I want to hit turret. Let me set up vision first, you know? Because maybe the enemy mid is smart and they just punish you right now, you know? If the enemy mid comes when the enemy bot lane comes, you're dead. So no matter what, I would say, next thing you learn in League is this trick. If you want to hit turret, okay, let's get deep vision first. Let's just get deep vision. Better safe than sorry, right? And let's see what happens. Enemy mid is mid. I mean, it's Caitlyn, she is whatever, but imagine they had Kata, you know? But yeah. You'll get a hang of things eventually. And this lane I don't think changes from now on because they just have the poke. They have the all-in potential. With MF E ult, Vel'Koz hits a stun on any of you, are dead. So this is just farm fest. And she ults. I mean flashing here is, I wouldn't because you're already kind of out, but you know, sometimes if you want to flash to avoid damage, is fine. Because if you flash to avoid damage, you can guarantee you can get the next wave without getting poked out of lane. Oh, this
The
wasn't a horrible
hitbox on
flash.
her ult.
Like that
The
flash wasn't a
hitbox on
horrible.
her ult is I don't like it.
Yeah, like
Those chompers were not good, right?
they were. The
Those.
idea was decent though. I mean, but the thing is that Sona is just so far. Vel'Koz, is here. I would just stay kind of max range and hit those minions. I wouldn't even worry about hitting them much.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea was good of the chopper. She took a tower shot from it. The idea was nice. It's cool. Whatever. But you just kind of took too much damage from it. But I would, again, like in this lane right now, because we didn't like punish any mistakes enough. The wave is kind of doomed in a way, and your Sona inted also, so your lane is doomed. So you just gotta play it safe for minions. You can't really 2v2 them. It is what it is. Sometimes it do be like that, but enemy is irritating here, so okay. Let's talk about this. So we forget everything happened until now, right now in the moment. Okay. What do we do here? We hit, right? But why don't we ult? That's the thing. I think if you ult, you would have survived, but oh well.
You think so?
Yeah.
I guess
you ult
my
right now,
thing
you
is
probably
that
say.
I am too close.
Yeah, but the missing HP damage on your ult is insane. But whatever. If you didn't try to use those chompers here, like the idea is great, but in this case, it's like because this year you got doubled up. Not the best decision, right? If you didn't do this, you need to take the damage here from Vel'Koz as well. If you were further back, you would have dodged the Vel'Koz as well. Because in this lane, again, we just want to farm. We don't want to die. We don't want to get poked out of the lane. If you didn't do this, we would have never been in this situation anyway. AKA too low to like kill MF under turret, So even in the any game, like if you can't, if you know you don't win at Suvitsu, if you know you're weaker, if you know they just poke you like crazy, just focus all your attention on only CSing and dodging. Just don't even worry about poking them. Unless, of course, they int like MF went under turret. That's when you, of course, you hit her, which you did, which is fine. At least you got a kill here. It's something. But yeah, like it's fine. In these lanes, oh well, it is what it is. But you could have done things early in the game to prevent a bit of this situation. But even so, like your support int sometimes, and today we talk about early game only, but like when we talk about mid game, for example, what happened early, matters a bit less overall. Because the mid game is really similar no matter what. But here it's just casual fighting. I mean, I don't think I can comment much on this. They're dead. I mean, you're dead, they're dead. This is... I don't know. I don't think there's much to learn from this kind of right now. We focus on the bigger things. This is just combat. Yeah. And what even is the time? It's 11:27, yeah. I think you learned enough today, right? It's like, I don't want to talk about multiple things, and the mid-game started because turret is broken. It's fine. I hope like you learned a lot, and you focus
this has been super useful, yes.
I'm glad, honestly. And again, like, you have potential. I think, like, already, like, your farm is good, Like, how to heal those minions. As an ADC, if you don't farm, you fall behind no matter what. But if you focus on farming, and in hard lanes, if you focus on farming, no matter what happens, because you farm better, no matter what, no matter if you're support ints, you are still relevant in the game. You're not like 3 levels behind and an item behind, because you just have more CS. So yeah, like, and also like, map tells you what to do. You keep watching the map. If you want to do something under enemy turret, try to get the deep vision. Because otherwise, if you only ward the river, it's too late when you see the enemy anyway. That's the mistake you should fix ASAP, and it's gonna make you play a lot better right away. Basically overnight. And other things like, again, watching the map. Like first clear of junglers is usually mirrored. And most of the time in low reloads, jungler is just full clear anyway. So you know exactly where the enemy jungler is. And just use your wards. When you see your trinket to charges, okay, look to ward. Because it's important so you don't waste the wards for no reason. And then the triangle thingy method on bot lane. 2v1 them if they're out of position, basically.
Yeah, I'll particularly pay attention to that.
These are the biggest things. And of course knowing the matchup, kind of if they have sustained, they have the wrong range, if they had to engage. And so on, and the level 2. Like these are the things that if you just fix these mistakes you're making, like you're already gonna skyrocket to gold, platinum, I would say, no problem, platinum. If you just fix your early game with those mistakes, you're probably gonna get platinum, like honestly, because you're already just not gonna die, and that's huge.
And like we're looking at the worst games that I've had.
Yeah, like okay, but even in a game where you won, I'm sure you made those mistakes still, you know?
I'm sure I made, yes. I'm sure there are things I can.
But yeah, like whatever, the rank you're gonna reach is not important. What's important is that you're gonna improve slowly over time. Like don't expect, tomorrow you're just gonna be better like crazy. Of course, tomorrow you're gonna be a bit better because you just have new knowledge and you're just gonna start applying it. And it's gonna show in a week, 2 weeks. It's just gonna show. And you're gonna feel it because you're gonna recognize, okay, I'm under the turret. Wait, do I have vision? Oh no, I can't do this. You're gonna recognize that, and then after you're trying to hit the turret and you recognize this is not good and you back off, eventually you're gonna see that, oh, the enemy jungler is here. I'm glad I backed off and I didn't make that mistake again. You're gonna notice that, and it's gonna be the best feeling ever. Like when you know you are not making mistake you used to make, that's when you are excited to play League again, and it's such a good feeling.
Why does it show split 1 bronze 2?
I think that's what you ended, right? Split 2, because
that's how I ended, yes.
Yeah.
But not the highest.
The
so
highest.
It's showing the end, not the highest.
I think the highest is being shown on League of Graphs, if I'm not wrong. Let's see. This is US, this is NA. Okay. We go to NA. No, this is English, this language. NA, there you go. Yeah, there you go. It shows you silver to the peak, and this end was bronze 2. Yeah, but like, no doubt in my mind you're gonna climb just if you fix those mistakes. But the skill you're gonna learn after this is recognizing your mistakes as well. You're gonna recognize your mistakes eventually too, don't worry. So you're gonna improve even by yourself a lot if you keep playing, if you keep focusing. And by the way, do you tilt queue, aka if you lose a couple games and you're like, I'm not playing well, do you still keep going?
I feel like my mental is very stable, so I don't think that my past experience affects.
I like that.
Future games.
If you lose 5 games,
my first game.
Yeah,
it's independent.
Yeah, like if you lose 5 games, the next one is not decided by last games. That's correct. Like I like your mentality. Yeah. Like I feel like in these games, even if Sona inted, you never pinged the Sona when she inted. You never typed in chat when she inted. I like that. It's good. Like
I try, so I try to keep communications to either asking someone to do something. So instead of saying, "Ooh, you moron, why didn't you do that?" I say, "Hey, could you please do this?"
That's fine. That's okay.
But sometimes
just make sure you don't write in chat when, let's say, you could have instead watched the map and missed the enemy jungle position. Let's say, like when you walk from base to turret, sure, you can tell your support, please, can you X, or jungler, please, we are ahead bot, can you focus Drake jungler? Something like that, sure, you can do it. But I like that you don't flame. That's good. Like like because you have a good mentality and you want to improve, you are going to improve. Like already you are better than all the silver players because you want to improve and you don't tilt and you focus on the game. So yeah, this is good. Any questions before we end?
I guess no.
Okay.
Thanks so much. This was
No worries.
super valuable.
Like if you have questions, like DM me. I'm open to another like discussion, but in text, of course. If you are like, I don't know, or if you want to have like a general question about League or build or something, or even better, like because I'm live pretty much every day, just ask me when I'm live. I don't mind answering questions. And yeah, like whenever like want to do another session, we can help you with mid game because I didn't see your mid game even. I'm curious how that goes. We'll see. And up to you.
Maybe yes. I guess I'm at this point I'm comfortable. I think
Like right now you have a lot of knowledge you need to apply, so you don't want another like session to just get too much information at once. It's fine, I know. Like just focus on what I told you today.
Also, I think I'm making more mistakes early game than mid game, so it's easier to improve.
Yeah.
In early game.
And you, especially like I see your CS numbers being well, and usually good CS numbers means good mid game because most of your CS comes in mid game. I have plenty of games where it was unplayable, like that game where you had any support against Senna Kate, I think. Like in those games, I'm always like behind the CS in lane, but because I play the mid game so well, I just surpassed the enemy laner in mid game, and I think that's what you also do. I didn't watch your mid game yet, but I think that's what you do, most likely.
Yeah, I focus on getting. So I stay mid. I pick a wave. I look at the map, try to do something on the map, come back to pick up.
Just took this game randomly. Like Kai has more kills. You have like 2 kills, and you just have 8.1 but it's just 5.2. Like no matter what happened, but because of better mid game, you just got more CS. You're ahead. I like that. Okay, cool. Like I wish you good luck. I hope you improve. Again, if you have questions, ask me. I don't mind it. And yeah, it was nice. Honestly, I'm happy that you're like eager to learn, and the fact that you love the game as much as I do. I think like the fact that this game is so complex, it's what makes it fun. And the community is toxic, of course, but it's because they don't want to, like, I don't know, they don't think about themselves and about improving at the game, and they're just playing for fun, I guess. But how are they having fun if they flame teammates constantly? You know, it's crazy.
And they think that they know, like, they think they know your role and your champion better. They don't understand the limitations of their knowledge. Like you're silver or even bronze. You can't teach me how to build with my particular play style.
Yeah.
Someone's claiming that I was building this hybrid Caitlyn.
Honestly, unless you're rank 1, you can never tell somebody else what to do, honestly. But yeah.
So I right, and I never say that the jungler did something wrong because I don't have the knowledge to tell him that he did something wrong.
Yeah, like, or again, like because of your mentality, you're already better than any silver player. You just gotta keep improving, keep playing, and no doubt you're just gonna improve and get each other rank, no problem, because you want to do it. Other players just hey, I'm gonna play League of Legends. They never try to improve or think about the game. Yeah, cool. Okay, it was nice.
All right, thanks so much.
No problems. Have a good night. Sleep well.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. And yeah, good student. Very nice. Very nice student. I did more than 2 hours, but it's because I enjoyed it so much. Oops. Because he was like a nice guy. Really cool. Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone.